Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 5th installment of me filming myself and plastering it all over the internet. As always, I'll be your host, the man known as Trajan. And this time, we're not coming to you from my living room, not my car, hell, not even the bathroom. No, you guessed it, we're coming to you from my bedroom. And why is that, you might ask? Because most public gym operators don't really care for their clientele yelling at their phones by their free weights. So, Mr. Roberto Padilla, the truth of the Full Nelson Radio Network, maybe you need to shut your mouth. Go back to doing what you're doing at the Full Nelson. Oh, wait, you don't have a radio show anymore. That means your only involvement in the wrestling industry is buying tickets. There's your receipt. Now, moving on, I'd like to give my condolences to the family and friends of William Moody, man more commonly known in the wrestling world as Paul Bearer, the old school manager, longtime manager of The Undertaker. Now, even though I never met Paul in person, he was part of my very first wrestling memories. See, I went to an old WWF house show at the old McNichols Arena in Denver, Colorado, and to close the show, he interrupted an Undertaker match and informed him of the imminent arrival of his brother Kane. Now, I'll never forget that, and we'll never forget you, Paul. Rest in peace, and I hope to see you in the Hall of Fame one day. Now, let's move on to local news. First, I want to apologize to everyone who purchased tickets to the Primos event at Castleman's in Denver from Sunday, February 24th. Unfortunately, the main attraction of the show, the new effing show, Jerry Lynn, his flight got canceled and he couldn't make it, and we had to postpone. But luckily, Joey Terrifying is the man that never says die, and he got us a new date. So on Saturday, March 16, 2013, live from Castleman's Bar and Grill in Denver, Colorado, we will have a four-way dance ladder match for the Primos title featuring the new effing show, Jerry Lynn. It's the biggest night of my career, and just like I promised you before, I will be changing the world. You see, now we have a mystery opponent. But it doesn't really matter because you can't prepare for opponents in a match like this, because what you're doing is you're fighting till the death. And when you're fighting till the death, somebody else is climbing that ladder and taking that strap. So all bets are off come March 16th. But if you already purchased tickets to this event and you'd still like to go, we will acknowledge and honor your tickets from Sunday, February 24th for this event. If you have not already purchased your tickets, you can go online right now, and for only $10 at primoswrestling.com, get your ticket to the best show in Colorado. Moving on, I want to talk about the return of Lonnie Valdez. He's one of my best friends and greatest enemies in this business. We've had great matches up until last year when he retired me for 1 full year from the ring and retained his strap as the Primos champion. Now, a year later, I'm in the best shape I've ever been, and Lonnie Valdez is right back. On March 16th, he's going to announce his very first opponent come the next month. A lot of people think it's going to be me. If that's the case, we'll see what happens. But if I have it my way by then, I will be the Primos champion, and the rematch will be on. You see, I used to call myself the best pure talent in this territory, but we all know that it was probably Lonnie Valdez. And now I'd like to say it one more time, but we know that this business is about what have you done for me lately. And the only thing I've done for you lately is created the best pure damn t-shirt this territory has ever produced. Changing the world, available now at TrajanTheWrestler.com. Just $20, no shipping and handling. Get your blue and white gear on. It's the best thing. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about a show that took place this last weekend at Colorado Springs in Colorado. ACW Revolution returned to the Big House Sports Arena after a few months off and crowned their new ACW Heavyweight Champion. Now, also on their show, somebody got their ass whooped. Now, I'm not going to get in any names because if you're watching this, you already know what I'm talking about. Now, the person responsible for the ass whooping, he's done it before. In fact, I've been that person before, and I learned my lessons then. The person who got his ass kicked knows why it happened and learned his lesson. Now, he's moved on. I hope the rest of us do the same. Now, something else that took place is that Martin Casaus, a former WWE Tough Enough alumnus, won his very first ACW Heavyweight Championship. Now, because Martin's from Utah, he's from this territory, he's become the measuring stick in this town. And he's somebody that I've not only looked up to, but I've considered him a bit of a rival now. You see, we've never gone toe-to-toe before, and a lot of people think it'd be a dream match of sorts. And maybe one day that will happen. As far as I can tell, the marquee will read ACW champion versus Primos champion one-on-one to decide who really is the best pure talent this territory has ever produced. And I'm looking forward to that day, Martin. But until then, I wish you the best of luck, as well as ACW and every other territory. Because wrestling is what we do, it's what we love, and if it dies, a little bit of us will die with it. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you on March 16th. Don't forget to change the world.